AKAPADers, welcome to Philadelphia, PA. We got the Sixers playing tonight. Let's get a win. I mean, come on, it's gonna be easy. They're playing the Nets. They're just smashing those guys. Period. Look at here, AKAPAD. Sometimes AKAPAD69, but always through the multiverse, known as. Can we fix that camera a little bit? My next couple of videos been a little crooked, but known through the multiverse as the Eclectic One. So I'm sitting down, not sitting down there, sitting down over here, about to drop this young Barry Allen video, a little bit of analysis from this Barry Allen toy. So just depending on today's flow, that should be the previous video. If you want to see a major plot point that leaked through the action figures of Flashpoint. But speaking of Flashpoint, speaking of DC, Todd McFarlane, we can now say his greatest contribution to comics since leaving comics is making comic book action figures. Because people love those McFarlane action figures. They really do. I'm like a whatever on them. I really don't care about any of them. So here's the thing. I'm sitting down. We're editing, doing the editing stuff, and I just happen to look at my phone because you got to do that stuff. And in my feed, we have an update from the great Todd Father, as they call it. So we're going to put that update right here. And it's 420 today. Who knew? I don't know. I'm not a freaking pothead. I'm not addicted to drugs. Well, I take drugs, but I'm not addicted to them. But this really bothered me because it's the true fall of Todd McFarlane. I'm going to point to this post now forever. And the reason for that is he's so desperate to appear cool. He's desperate to put Spawn in conversation. If it wasn't for Spawn popping during COVID on that $1 million action figure Indiegogo or Kickstarter, no one would really care about the comic book right now. No one cares about the comic book right now, period. There's no analysis, there's no love. I'm on the outskirts when I say that, when we talk, everyone talks about Savage Dragon with the Image runs and all of that, but the true run of Image Comics, of all of it, is Spawn 1 through 100, where he finally defeats Malebolgia. And that leads into Image United, where Al Simmons becomes the Omega Spawn. And that was to be revealed, and that was a major plot point that was actually lost in Image United. And I would assume it's maybe some of that got rolled into the title to reveal. But at that point, though, Image United never really came out. It lost its cool factor, lost its interest, and it went down the memory hole. And now we're dealing with a Todd McFarlane that pushes nothing but endless iterations of Spawn while doing nothing but cringe reach outs. He's reaching out to you through the power of cringe. He's doing posts like this, relatively saying you have to be a pothead to enjoy Spawn. But let's not forget about the Chadwick Boseman Spawn cover. Let me put that up real quick. That is a flat-out atrocity. That's pure cringe. That's purely desperate. What are you doing? You're injecting Chadwick Boseman into Spawn to appeal to a tragedy. It's pathetic, and this is right now. We're dealing with it. This is the true fall of Todd McFarlane. We can all move on. A lot of people are speculating, is Todd McFarlane going to take over publishing for Image Comics or for DC Comics and get involved with DC Comics? Todd McFarlane, the only book that he published outside of Spawn that had merit was Kiss Psycho Circus. Angel Medina, who really came in to be the second greatest Spawn artist. 75 issues, that is one heck of a toy action figure band, because it was based on the Psycho Circus comeback album for Kiss. But it's one of the great adaptations. It's one of the great adaptation runs. That's not on a lot of people's radars. That's the only book. He failed with The Crow. He failed with Cygor. The list goes on and on with these, same with Twitch. He really hasn't succeeded outside of doing Spawn work. And the reason is because he has a bad nose. He has a bad eye when it comes to the publishing arm. He right now is proving how desperate he is for attention by promote. I mean, I don't understand how you can put 420 onto your character. It just diminishes it. It takes it off of a pedestal. It just reeks desperation. And he doesn't have a clear eye on how to make Spawn appeal into the next level masses. There seems to be more smoke and less fire when it comes to everything regarding Todd McFarlane and Spawn right now. The window of him returning the comics and drawing comic books again came and went. A lot of people were expecting the new Batman Spawn, which was also atrocious, to lead that way. It didn't. And what do we have here? We literally have, like just going through some of the image guys, we have Eric Larson turning Savage Dragon into a porn title. We have Rob Liefeld selling the rights of Youngblood. We have Jim Valentino just sleeping. Then we have Todd McFarlane doing nothing but cringe type reach outs and advertising. We have Jim Lee sinking the ship of DC Publishing or DC Comics. It's madness. I never thought that these guys, they were luminaries at one point, but a lot of the industry conversation and the industry speculation at the time was correct, meaning that these guys were flashes, these guys were hot, these guys could draw, yes, but everything else underneath of it that would prop up a company just wasn't there. They just didn't have the skill sets. Some of them, Silvestri, Jim Lee, and even Todd, like surrounding themselves by stable, business-driven individuals to carry on the publishing part, but in reality, taking them away from what really mattered. Like everything with Todd McFarlane and Image Comics didn't matter on independence. It mattered on independent comics. And we don't want to see a thriving Todd McFarlane in the toy aisle. We really don't. We liked him when he was doing his original stuff in the toy aisle, but he's just now a corporate arm. He's just a corporate hack. He's become everything that he hated, and I don't understand why we have to pretend like it's anything but that. AKAPAD here, signing out. I love you guys.